Yeah, exactly.
No way. Amazing.
I'd love to. I would love to. I'd love to.
No way. Amazing. Oh my goodness. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so happy that people get to see the film. You know, it's been a long time coming out and it's been very obviously painful at times to see how desperate the fans have wanted to see this film. And of course, we can completely be sympathetic to that. But I have to say, I've been so happy and impressed that Marvel have waited out and waited for it to have a proper release and waited for it to be seen in the cinemas. This is the perfect film to see on a big screen with surround sound. Natasha's character deserves and what Scarlett deserves, and I'm really happy with it.
I think it'll be such a fun experience to go sit in the theater with a bunch of strangers, laugh, like have a real social experience with the film and see it on the big screen, all the action and everything.
Well, it's strange because this film is all about reunion. And we've had a year or more than a year of all being separated. So it feels really fantastic fate that it gets to be released on that day. And I just hope that people enjoy it and that they get swept up in it and can kind of forget what we've all been through and they can be with Natasha and Yelena.
Oh my goodness, I don't know. That's such a scary question because I don't think that I'm better. I think that Yelena still knows that that's her older sister at heart and still knows how to tease her and still knows how to wind her up in a way that doesn't bother her. Yelena's a strange character because she's stubborn and she says things the way that they are and doesn't mind if someone gets hurt in the process. And that's really refreshing to see. I don't know if she thinks that she's better than Natasha in any way. I'm sure that there are things that they have been able to learn and do differently. They obviously got trained in the same place, but they have different sets of skills. Maybe in terms of the fighting, Natasha is definitely better at doing the widow throw and the widow pose. I think maybe Yelena thinks that she's better at not being a poser.
Red Guardian certainly thinks he's a lot better than Captain America. I don't know if, I mean, God, I don't know. I love Red Guardian so much because he's such a weirdo and such a failure, and you know, he's just so human to me. But I definitely think that Captain America, at least the Chris Evans Captain America, when he's holding, you know, Mjolnir, the Thor hammer, and I mean, I just think he'd just destroy Red Guardian. So, but I think I'd have a shot at Anthony Mackie. So, you know, I'd like to go toe to toe against that guy.
I like complex characters.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're all made up of so many different worlds inside us. So for me, kind of unpacking that was really fun. And also throwing in, say, Florence Pugh, David Harbour, Rachel Weisz, who are all dealing with stuff. They're all contradictory and they're all playing with roles, like the role of father, mother, sister. It was much more joyous to me than if we had a classic hero. I think I'm much more interested in the ambiguity.
Oh, she definitely puts sweeties. She puts, like, we have these sweets in England called humbugs. And whenever I do films, I always put humbugs in random places. I definitely think she'd squeeze a few humbugs in there. Maybe a £2 coin. There's a small £2 coin pocket at the front. What else could she put in there? She could put food. She could put a Tide pen. I think if I were Yelena and I was beating people up all the time, I'd probably want a Tide pen in case, like, you know, I fall over or any muck goes on me. Yeah, and a Tabasco. These are all the things that I carry around with me.
And also, I think he gets up and dusts himself off after he's taken a beating. And there are guys that I love, boxers. I really do like boxing. And there's some, you know, it's not so much when a boxer's just dominant. What I really love are those fights when somebody gets beat up and then they keep getting up and you see that incredible heart, that incredible spirit. And that's what I think Alexei has that is so beautiful in his fighting. Yeah, because he's been from a dark past and he's sort of like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. He needs to do a couple more sit-ups, but yes. There's a couple little moments that I really love. I love the end moment with him and Scarlett when they're sitting around and he takes her hand and just says some simple things. But also all the stuff in the house I love. Like I love the dinner table scene. I love the scene with him and Yelena in the bedroom when he tries to be a father and is just such a miserable failure. But, tries to say to her, I tried, when you were growing up, like I tried. And I know I'm not perfect, but I tried. And I think that's all we can ever do as parents, I guess.
That scene started off as the first time in the script, it started off as 3 people standing in a prison yard. And then by the time we shot it, it was 500 people in an avalanche, all these beautiful aerial work and stuff. It was a huge scene, but the most fun part for me of that scene is seeing Black Widow flying across the men in the prison yard. And that was inspired by Nicole Kidman in Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, what you do is you get shot up with super serum, and then you just have incredible arm strength.
Oh, definitely the final sequence when there's so much action and there's a lot of wind, and when you see the film, you know what I'm talking about. I think that would be amazing to see with elements in the air.
I wonder if they'll have a certain smell when you first see Alexei in the prison waft over you of like his sweaty body. I doubt they'll do that. I think that's too intense. Have to have an adult mature rating for that. But yeah, I think the end scene would be really great in that format.
I would love to see the avalanche scene. That would be amazing.
I think the opening scene when we're running away, there's an opening action scene with this prop plane and this whole thing where we're trying to escape. I thought that was a really intense, interesting scene. It was shot at night. It's got this sort of mysterious, sort of old school feel to it. I think that would be cool in that format.
Maybe the opening sequence with the young Natasha and young Yelena, I think that could be very thrilling watching with the three angles, definitely. No way. Yes, you have to.
Yeah, so I'm gonna buy it anyway.
Amazing.
So, yeah, thank you,
You
so
know
much.
where it's from? It's from Misoma.
Soma? Oh, really?
Misoma, M-I-S-S-O-A.
It's so interesting to hear all these things about Korea. I really love Korea. I've never been. I really want to go. I would love to. I
was an assassin, spy, an avenger. Before that, I had a family.
7월
We have unfinished business.
전 세계가 기다리는 영원한 어벤져스 블랙 위도우 7월 7일 IMAX 대개봉.